Hi, I'm Mike from Ontario Speed Dating, and I'm going to tell you why it's not a red flag when you're not confirming with the venue all of the event dates that you're planning to run events there at. I know Google made a claim about that when I was doing a little bit of searching. They put it in their AI results that says, if you are advertising an event online and the venue owner doesn't know about that specific date, then it's a red flag, which some people might convert to a scam. The thing is, we really should not be treating that as a red flag, especially on a series of events, which is what I try to do. I try to run events each and every single week at a venue, at the same venue, because people's availability isn't on the day that you want it most of the time. So, with these scheduled days, which I lay out online because I'm trying to get enough people, if I told the venue owner, okay, I want to run an event on this specific day, this day, this day, this day, this day, put it in your book, yada, yada, yada. There's some disadvantages, especially in this time. I'm talking now 2026. So the disadvantage here is that people are having a hard time affording things, aka affordability crisis. And because people can't afford things, chances are no organizer is ever going to get enough people for their events. And the thing is, I'm one of the ones that charge a lower price compared to many other local organizers. So if I can't even get enough people and they're getting enough people, there's something wrong with society right now, which I could talk about overspending. That's another topic. But anyways, the thing is, if I booked a whole series of days with the venue owners, which is probably what the people would like to see online to buy tickets, sure, it might give a plus for the people online, but what happens if I don't get enough sales? I mean, those people might be happy one minute, and then the next minute they'll be like, oh, forget, I'm canceling this, I can't afford it anymore. So it doesn't really benefit anybody. Also, with the venue owners, it doesn't benefit them if the events keep on canceling, because that situation happened a few years ago, back in 2023, after I ran one at Eastside Mario's. The numbers just went down, 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 and I keep telling them over and over every week that it keeps canceling, until a few months after that they decide to just cancel it altogether. And it does hurt the venue if I book all the dates well in advance, like put it in their book, because what happens is that they're holding off that space for the event, which means if they wanted to try to fill the space with customers, they couldn't, because then I would have reserved the space. And the thing is, I don't want to do that if I can't get enough people. Okay? Because if I can't get enough people and I do that, then I'm just wasting the venue's space, and then it's going to cost the venue owner money, because then the venue owner's going to have to try to figure out how to make up the funds for all the missing space which they could have filled with the customers. You get what I'm saying? It's like a lineup. It's like the customers are trying to be customers, but they can't because of an organization wanting to run an event, which they ultimately can't anyway, because of the lack of people. You know, catch 22 if you want to call it that. And I think that also might be a reason why 7,000 restaurants have closed last year in Canada, according to some university report. Well, you want to hear about that, you can go on any major news network, CTV or whatever. They'll tell you the details about that. They're saying 7,000 restaurants have closed last year, and this year another 4,000 is expected to close. And could you imagine if a main part of that reason could be my competitors literally holding off the spaces from the restaurant, saying, no, I'm going to book this day, this day, this day, this day, this day. And then the next thing you know, restaurants couldn't serve customers because they're all held up the space is all held up by the other organizers. And imagine if those organizers couldn't run events. Then we got a big problem. Now, some restaurants decide to mitigate this by charging a fee for bookings. The fee they normally would charge is called the minimum spend, which means everybody in the group has to spend a certain amount of money, and if they don't, then the organizer will have to pay the remainder. Well, some of these minimum spend amounts are a little bit ridiculous compared to the prices I'm charging for the people, because, heck, I was even contacting somebody in Toronto recently, and they said they want a minimum spend of $50 per person. I'm like, how the frig can I accommodate for that when I don't even charge that much per ticket? Like, I understand that the restaurant industry is currently dying, but to charge a high price, higher than your income level, higher than the price of the ticket, that's just asking for bankruptcy from somebody, anyway, for somebody. But the point I'm making is, please, let's do restaurants a little favor, and if you don't think your event's going to be 100% guaranteed, just don't book the days in advance with them or the actual event date. What you gotta do, you gotta ask the restaurant owner how much time they need to prepare for the event, and then from that time till the event date, you book the event at that point. So like if they say, say your event's for, I don't know, July the 1st, right? And the restaurant owner says, oh, we need 1 week to prepare for the event. Well, you know what? You do your official booking with the restaurant on June, 23rd or something, for the July event. But you don't do the official booking before, because if you do the official booking long before and you're not selling enough tickets to run your event, it's going to make the restaurant look bad, because now it's like they got to hold that spot in July, and it's like, what? They hold the spot, they can't serve their customers, and it gets worse if the spot is like the whole restaurant, because then what? They got to hold the spot, can't serve anybody because they close the entire building down for your event, and if your event doesn't even run, that's a waste of money for the restaurant, especially if your event lasts the whole day. So, yeah, so that red flag, I think I pretty much debunked it at this point. If you have anything to add about that, feel free, but please don't call it a red flag when everybody's basically struggling at this point. I'm also, because when I book the way I do, like I just explained, I'm also doing the restaurants a favor by not taking up their space when I don't need to. Well, that's all I have for today. Bye-bye.